Life is like a journey with many twists and turns to it. Even we adults have a hard time learning the lessons of life. For younger children, fairy tales are a way to get these lessons through to them in an easier way. I've spent many hours researching the lessons that fairy tales teach and how they affect children. Today I'll give you 3 reasons on why fairy tales are good for children. First, I will inform you of what fairy tales are, then explain the lessons that they teach, and last, how they affect children. Fairy tales have existed for over 2,000 years, teaching children lessons and skills of life. These lessons are fabricated stories intended to deliver a message. They are often influenced by different cultures and times, therefore teaching different lessons. For instance, Cinderella, which has an unknown origin, is told in old Egyptian tales, China, and as well as the U.S. Cinderella is a truly universal story told in all different languages, from Egyptian, Chinese, Zulu, and Swedish, with slight variations to them. For example, the glass slipper might become a grass slipper, but in them, proof of our humanity is seen. These tales are worldwide, changing lessons depending on what culture you're in. Hercules was a Greek god originating in ancient Greek mythology. In addition to Hercules, the story of Santa Claus is a worldwide tale giving children hope of receiving gifts for being good all year long. Violence within these stories is always contained to make a happy ending for children. Good and evil are written so they can be distinguished between them. There are no gray areas. Now that we know what fairy tales are, what lessons do they teach? Most fairy tales teach that good always prevails and to always have hope. From the story A Boy Who Cried Wolf, which has an unknown origin, yet it is still told all around the world in different versions. The lesson that it teaches is that if you lie constantly, bad things happen and no one will believe you. Most fairy tales have truths that are hard to accept. They can sometimes help you talk with your children about the ugly things in life. These tales teach lessons that would otherwise be difficult to explain to a young child. Have hope, work hard, don't give up, have a good heart, and enjoy life are a few things taught by these worldwide tales. Repetition of these tales teach children that actions always have consequences. Not only do they teach lessons, but they benefit our children's vital skills. Along with life lessons, fairy tales benefit children in more ways than one. One skill that is benefited by these tales is that it boosts our children's imagination and cultural literacy. Imagination is a key factor in a child's creative thoughts, leading to their careers and education. They also teach children about cultural differences in a world outside of their own. They prepare our kids for society and for making moral decisions that teach them to deal with conflict inside of themselves. Critical thinking is another vital skill taught by these tales. Children learn that when bad things happen, decisions have to be made. Fairy tales help teach children an understanding of right and wrong through implication. Albert Einstein said, "If you want your child to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales." Now that we know what fairy tales are, and we see that they teach diverse lessons all over the world, we can conclude that our children get vital skills that benefit their minds and life from fairy tales. So sit with your children, read these tales, and open up their minds.